Quiz time! Do you know all the answers to these Final Fantasy VI questions? Today you'll be answering various questions about different aspects of the game. My name is Leonard Phillips, and whether you're new here or not, welcome to the Returner's Hideout. Now if you're ready to answer these 20 questions about Final Fantasy VI, then I'm ready to ask them. You got 10 seconds to answer each question. Time to put your phones and other devices down. Comment below how many you get right. Let's go! Question 1. We'll start off with an easy one. In what town early on in the game does the party first meet Shadow? The answer? South Figaro. When venturing around searching for Sabin, the party comes across Shadow in the town of South Figaro. Give yourself a bonus point if you specifically said the cafe in South Figaro. Question 2. At what point in the game is the only time where you hear this melancholy song? The answer? The World of Ruin. Although you never hear this song played anywhere else, this particular track is only played during the first part of your adventure in the World of Ruin. Question 3. What is the name of Strago's best friend who also hunts Haydn in the World of Ruin? The answer? Gung Ho. Strago and Gung Ho talk about Haydn all throughout the game at various points, and finally, if the player chooses, Strago defeats the beast only to embellish the story to Gung Ho later on. Question 4. What is the name of Shadow's former partner in crime, only visible in dream sequences? The answer? Baram. We've talked a lot about Baram on this channel, even so far as making connections that Baram could be the imposters Siegfried and Gogo. Click the card in the top right corner if you want to watch that video. Question 5. On the map of the World of Balance, there's one location that can only be visited one time. And if you miss any treasures or enemies there, it's all gone for good. What is that location? The answer? The Imperial Camp. The Imperial Camp can only be visited one time in the entire game, and this is also the sequence in the game where we get a feel for just how vicious and evil Kefka can really be. We also meet General Leo here for the first time. Question 6. What is the password you must give to the child in the basement of this house in South Figaro in order to progress? Hint, you can't say the middle option. The answer? Courage. The correct answer is courage, and if you choose any other answer, the sound that plays when you cast Bolt 2 plays, and then you have to guess again. Question 7. During the Phantom Train part of the game, the people that Cyan sees boarding the train means a lot to him. What are the names of the two people that Cyan sees boarding the Phantom Train? The answer? Elaine and Owain. These two people are Cyan's wife and child, respectively. A little while back, I actually released a theory that Elaine might just be Realm's mother. Click that card to see that video. Question 8. In a little-known humorous cutscene in the Returner's Hideout, what can the party pick up that angers Bannon? The answer? A piece of paper. This literally has no bearing on how the game plays out and serves no other function than to just be a little funny scene. Fun fact, there's a deleted key item that might just be this piece of paper. Question 9. Towards the end of the game, you're placed in a position to make a very difficult decision on whether you want to make this item into a sword or a piece of magicite. What is that item? The answer? Ragnarok. If made into Magicite, any character that can equip espers can now learn the magic Ultima. However, if made into a sword, it can be traded for the best sword in the game, the Illumina or Lightbringer. Question 10, halfway there. What other relic besides Blizzard Orb can only Anumaro equip? The answer? Berserker Ring or Rage Ring. If you equip this on Anumaro, at any given moment during battle, he will take a random party member and throw him or her into the enemy for pretty decent damage amounts. Question 11. What phrase does the Super Nintendo version of the slots command Lagomorph, later on called the Mysidian Rabbit, say? The answer? Mugu Mugu? For a long time, this was debated as to what this could possibly mean, but in the end, I personally think it's meant to just be an automatopoeia, as the Japanese language is full of them. Question 12. What are the names of the two people who are in love and later on in the world of Ruin have children biologically and adopted? The answer? Dwayne and Katerin. They're seen all throughout the game looking into each other's eyes and even getting into a heated moment in Mobliz in the world of Ruin, showing that Final Fantasy VI was not shy about implementing real-world scenarios into the game. Question 13. What time is it in Zozo? The answer? 6:10:50. This is the time that the player inputs into a clock in Zozo that allows access to a new tool for Edgar, the chainsaw. All of Zozo's inhabitants will try to steer you wrong, so just know it's always 6:10:50 in Zozo. Question 14. Let's get a little deeper for this one. How old is Terra when she is taken from the Esper world by Emperor Gestalt? The answer? 2. Terra is 2 according to the on-screen text that displays in between the time that she is born and the infiltration of the Esper world. Question 15. This one is for the Final Fantasy VI mega fans. In the beginning of the game, the Esper that's frozen in ice was changed during development. In a pre-release screenshot, what Esper was in the ice originally? Hint, I've covered this in a previous video. The answer? Matawan. This was changed at some point during development, and being that Matawan is Terra's dad, I think it makes more sense for this particular Esper to be the one that the Empire is looking for. Question 16. What is the 10-minute long masterpiece track that plays during the final battle against Kefka? The answer? Dancing Mad. This song incorporates many themes from various points in the game to create this absolute beast of a final battle theme. Question 17. Locke hates being called a thief even though one of his commands is literally steal. What would he rather be called? The answer? Treasure Hunter. He would much rather be called a treasure hunter, and he states this a few times throughout the game. Question 18. Duncan trained Sabin to be the powerhouse that he is, but he also trained his own son. What is the name of Duncans Son? The answer? Vargas. Vargas actually ends up hating Sabin and his father and is quickly taken down by one of the weakest blitzes Sabin has to offer. Question 19. What is the name of Terra's desperation attack? The answer? Riot Blade. Every character has a small chance to unleash a desperation attack when they're low on health and the fight command is chosen. Question 20. What is the town on your screen right now? Bonus points if you can name the Esper that can be purchased by a thief here also. The answer? Zen. Zen is also the place where Sabin holds up a house in order to save a child inside in the world of ruin. And you can give yourself a bonus point if you named the Esper that can be bought in the town, which is Seraph or Seraph. Well, how'd you do? Leave a comment below telling me how many of these questions you got correct. Thanks for taking this Final Fantasy VI quiz. Click here to play another quiz, or click here to see some other deep dives we take here. There's videos for every type of Final Fantasy fan.